My name is Subhareddy. Today's topic is to discuss about Teams 2.0, desktop Teams 2.0 version. So this is like the new era of Microsoft Teams. Microsoft made a lot of changes in desktop Teams to make it more faster, simpler, major way. So let's get into the topic. If you enable public preview option in Teams Admin Center with the Teams policies, then users will see this option, new teams, and enable this option. So if we disable this, it will switch back to the classic Teams desktop Teams. But if you enable it, right, this Teams preview, desktop Teams preview 2.0 will install for the users and it will open this way. So there are some improvements in major, I would say major improvements in desktop Teams. So let's get to the details of that. So if you go to this article, it mostly talks about faster, simpler, more flexible, and smarter way with the new Microsoft Teams. The first one is like the faster. So earlier, for example, if we open Classic Teams to open the window, it takes some time. It takes some seconds to open desktop Teams version. So Microsoft made a lot of changes, improve a lot of changes or improvements made in this area. If you enable or if you open this new Teams 2.0, right, it opens much quicker. So let's get to let's see this video to compare the performance of the classic Teams and new Teams. See the right side, the new Teams is already open, but classic Teams is still opening and loading the content. Yeah, see, almost it took 22.2 seconds to load the classic Teams, but the new Teams took around 9.1 seconds to load. This is approximate time, but there are it's almost like a half time taking comparing with the classic Teams. It's not about only loading in the initial load, but there are some other improvements like installing app is three times faster, launching app two times faster, joining meetings two times faster, and the switching is also between chart channels. And the major other improvement is like a consume up to 50% less memory, uh, because it takes under the disk space also 70% less. Because of these improvements, you see a lot of improvements in your laptop because of the memory and disk space, right? It impacts other software running in your system or other browsers or other services, whatever you are using, right? It will impact because of this. Others also will load slowly. Because of these improvements, you will feel the Teams 2.0 desktop Teams is a very lighter version and it will work quickly. So these are the major improvements. Uh, yeah, once you install and try this new Teams 2.0, right, you will see the differentiation. So that's about simpler, faster performance of the desktop Teams, and the simpler point of view. There are some improvements, but it is majorly like a cosmetic changes. Like for example, if you go to Teams and then go to Teams area, like for example, in the chart section, for every chart, you can pop out of this window. So, for example, if you click on it, it just open a new window, and let me just open one. So it opens a new window so that even if you switch back to other areas of Teams, then you can still do access this one as a separate window, so that you can do the multitasking, or if you want to copy some information from here and there, right? So this pop-up window will be helpful. But earlier this was limited to charts only. But if you go to Teams now, Teams channels, then you can even pop out conversation. You can even pop out conversation in Teams channel, so that the respective conversation will open in a new pop-out window, so that you can do that multitasking. And yeah, that is the one major improvement here. And also the other major one is the order of messages loading. Earlier, the uh, top or recent post will be on bottom of the screen, and the if you just need to scroll up to see the old content. But now the order was reversed, that latest post will be on the top, latest modified or latest post on will be on the top, and the older one you need to scroll down. So this is one of the improvement or one of the changes I would say to we need to observe here. And the start new post also, earlier it was on the bottom of the screen, but now the it was moved to top of the screen. That is one thing. And also here also there are some changes here, like the for example here I logged in with I would say admin, teams admin. So I here I see the option other options, but yeah, for example here the join create team, right, that option is to display here. But if you see here, journal create team option is here. So let me just see, for example, in web teams I will say I will check. Here I have only search option, right? So here I also have the other options like manage teams, pending invite, analytics. If you click on it, right, it displays all the teams here. So and also you can see pending invites, analytics, all those details, these are all available here. uh, but yeah, the major one cosmetic changes point of view, as I said, the order of the messages on the team channels, and yeah, and the pop-out conversation is the one of the other change. Uh, and then if you go to the other one like flexible, uh, earlier if we have like in majorly right in consultancy roles or anything, if you might have requirement to switch between uh, different organizations, like for example here I have one account here, and if I have other organization account which I need to like a customer tenant where I have account, I need to check the messages, right? This part was made flexible now. You can add your another account, and the switching between these accounts is also like a normal switching between the charts and tips. It's quite quick. And also whenever you get message in another uh, another account, then you will get notified even without before switching, you will get notified about it. And once you click on this account, you can easily switch to that account to see that. So this was also made a flexible part here in the new desktop teams. And also the other version is like a smarter point of view. There are some other improvements coming up with like a Copilot of Microsoft Teams and the Edge AI features. We need to see the more details in the future here. And yeah, there are some features are still missing. And latest teams, like for example, here we don't see the app section. Like if you see the three dots, it's just showing the default PowerPoint, Word, Viva connections, those apps. But you don't have an option to install the apps, like a third-party apps or custom apps. You don't have an option here. That app section is missing. And even in if you go to any Teams channels, and if you click on Manage Team, that app section is missing. So the reason is it's not released yet. So these features we need to because it is in preview, and those features need to be added here. So that I think we need to we can see somewhere in the documentation. um, yeah, I will add those documentation links in the video as well. So it's a coming up soon, so it is still in public preview. So by the time it releases also, it will also include apps section as well, adding personal apps, teams apps, right? So those are still missing. Like for example, if you have some apps like the bot functionality, so you might be able to add the conversation, like for example, if you can just mention at the rate bot, and then the bot messages will be, you will be able to see it in your post, but there might be some actions will not work properly, because the apps support is not, apps is not part of support yet. So once that is also added, you will see end-to-end features and all the features of the previous classic teams. You will be able to see it in desktop teams as well. So in overall point of view, right? Other than this cosmetic changes, the previous third-party custom apps is supposed to work uh, normally, and there are some architecture changes in how it should display. Like earlier, it was like a promotion, but something like Microsoft changed it to WebView, and it was changed to Fluent UI controls point of view. So you will see some uh, like a you will see some lot of improvements on the UI perspective. So more features coming up. I will come up with another video with the more details. But this is an introduction to Teams 2.0, which is the lighter version of Teams. I would say lighter version means it's not like a two versions will be maintained. In future, the classic Teams will be retired, and this Teams 2.0 will be the only thing available. So with all these enhancements and improvements made. So the performance and disk space issues, right? You will see a lot of improvements there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.